Draco versus a Bayonetta. I haven't seen this match yet, so let's see how this goes. Could use a dash dance. Okay. I want to state this already. You've already used dash attack 3 times to go to ledge. One. Two. 3. The third one landed, but instead of preemptively dash stacking, you should be waiting. Falcon is a character that's very good at playing rushdown, but Bayonetta, you need to be patient. You cannot sit down and let 3 dash stacks to the ledge become your main option. Should look into that. I noticed that you do this a lot in general. It's not bad. It's a good move, but you always do it by the ledge, and you never like actually sit down and wait for maybe a roll, because that move cuts gets normal get up, roll, and probably jump from the jump onto a stage. I would not advise using it for drop onto the stage and then jump onto drop under and then jump onto the stage. Excuse me. I would not advise using it for that. Covering rolls and neutral get-ups though is probably a good idea. However, probably throwing out a gentleman would probably be a better idea in general. Okay. So, dash dancing, I should mention that, okay, so just stick this number in your head, 16 frames, alright? 16 frames is a quarter of a second. It's a quarter of a second and a frame. So that is a decent chunk of time, and your move does come out fast, but keep in mind that Bayonetta's witch time usually comes out when they need to land, or usually when they get on stage after a move. If you look at what you're doing here, the Bayonetta gets on stage, you wait a little bit, jump, throws a fair, but goes back to the ledge. It doesn't even go back to the ledge, just jumps and does another fair, lands on stage, and then witch times. Now, this was actually quite a bit of time to throw out a witch time, and you caught it near like the latter half of the witch time, it looks like. But always keep in mind, when Bayonetta is in a sticky situation, like in a corner, keep an eye out for the witch time before you throw anything. You have to pay so close attention to Bayonetta when she lands and when she's cornered, because that's when she's literally pressuring you because she has witch time in her back pocket. So you need to make sure that you're being aware of that at all times. You got to pay extremely close attention and be extremely patient. I'll keep it going. That was not a very good punish on the Bayonetta side. That was a good grab. That was a good grab. You could have easily went for like a short up nair approach or something like that, but I think the grab was a good call. Gentlemen. Okay. Are you gonna get comboed? No, you're not. Okay. Well, you might. But, okay. Let's go back to this. Let's see what you did here. Okay. Try not to land You know how when you fight me and you fight like my Marth and you try to land with like a stomp or like a nair or something like that? Try your hardest not to do that against Bayonetta. Because you're landing, she's in a better position. She covers so much air, you want to stay on the ground. That's one. You want to stay on the ground. You don't want her to be in the air with you because that's how you get screwed over. And Bayonetta will wreck your face in the air. She will. No question about it. It's gonna be very tough to get into an air fight with Bayonetta. So that's why most of the time, if you're going to be fighting her, the only time you should be in the air if she's above you or you need to go for like an approach. Otherwise, do not stay long above her. You gotta make sure you stay his feet planted on the ground as much as possible to make sure you don't get witch timed, because witch twisted. Because once you get witch twisted, that's when problems start. And it comes out. Let me see the frame comes out. I know it comes out like really fast. I'm gonna see that right now. Bayonetta's Witch Twist comes out on frame 4 in the air. In both, really. She comes out on frame 4. I'm gonna look to see if you have any move that beats that. You have no move that comes close to combating with that. And if you hit her from above, she's hitting you. The odds of you actually landing it is so slim. So yeah, the hitbox is active on frame 4. You don't have a single aerial that will beat that. The closest one is, I think, up air, and that's by 2 whole frames still. That is still a lot of time. So you gotta make sure stay out of the air. Alright, let's continue. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can point out the problem here. Try your hardest to either drop really low or kind of stay high. It's really easy to guard the ledge as Bayonetta. Taunt. Thank you for not just automatically going because you got tilted and going it back in. Thank you for not doing that. That was a good idea. I'm not going to sit here and tell you should have edge guarded her, because really when you're fighting a Bayonetta, edge guarding her unless you have a projectile is not really a good idea. So good on you for sticking your ground. Although I think it would have been better to, instead of going from the platform, to go to the ledge instead. Okay. Okay. So you got out majestically. So you got out and we look at that back. I want to see if I missed anything just to make sure. You probably should have tech rolled. You could have tech rolled. You could have definitely teched. Heal slide. Okay. Okay, you see those blue sparks? You could have teched before that up tilt came and hit you. And because this platform moves, doing a tech away to the right would have made you safe. Because she would have been stuck in the up tilt leg, and you might have gone back to neutral. Which would have just been a new exchange. But then she gets a pretty decent combo off you. And you get pretty good percent. Grabbed. I like the use of down tilt and the rapid jab. Okay. You were smart. Good. You see, this is what happens. need to play patient. With things like this, need to play patient. Landed on the platform, and you went for the tomahawk because you knew the freaking English sound was coming out. Good on you for that. Alright, let's continue. Okay. Don't sit in your shield like that. Play patient, but do not try to minimize the time you're spending in shield. Because she can get grab follow-ups. Bayonetta can grab follow-ups. Yeah. You gotta watch out for that heal slide. Whenever the heal slide comes out, let me see here. It comes out. Comes out in frame 19. And then when the second comes out, it's almost an entire second later, 54 to 59 frames. So, what I do, again, this is if you do not have a projectile, dealing with Bayonetta's neutral is a little hard sometimes. But always assume that the heal side kick is gonna come out. I always assume that the kick is gonna come out. And unless I have a projectile to deal with it, I do not challenge it. Unless it's like a safe disjoint. But Falcon has no disjoints. And that hits in a really good arc. It hits almost like a goddamn circle. It's really good. You didn't attack here again. Didn't attack. Which means free follow-up. Yeah. You should be checking. In that situation, really attacking in general would have been the better idea. Because you're in the least amount of lag. And from that point, I would tech away. I would be teching away. But teching forward is also not that bad idea. Really, either one would just boil down into reaction tech chasing. But this one is just a free get. Because you're on the ground, it's going to take you longer to get up, and it's a free combo starter. Alright. And you're dead, probably. Yep. Okay. There's another thing about patience. Now, I'm not sure if you know this about Bayonetta, but the more aerial specials she uses, when she lands, the more lag she gets. So, really, when she's in the air and she's doing stuff to you, I would suggest counting how many she does, or at least keep a track of, like, even if you're not exactly counting, at least keep in mind, did she do a lot or did she do a little bit? She did one, and then she landed with a nair. So it's not like she had a lot of lag to begin with. She landed with nair. Nair has... Let me see. Nair has... Did she use the bullet arts or no? Ah, crap. No, no bullet arts. So... Landed... Frame 10. Just 10 frames of landing lag. Your jab does beat it. However, you misspaced it. You misspaced it, and that's why you ate that. What frame does Falcon's 4 till comes out on? Forward tilt comes out on. Alright, forward tilt comes out in frame 9. If you saw this first and reacted with it, F tilt wouldn't have been a bad option, as I'm pretty sure from the distance that you started that jab from, F tilt would have reached. Jab does come out on frame 3. However, you misspaced it. This would have been a totally fine option, but because you misspaced. Okay, regardless, because you misspaced it, you ate the witch time. And because when the third jab starts coming out, she was already like out of her nair landing leg, and you ate the witch time into an up smash. Um, but yeah, that's basically my entire analysis of your whole game with this Bayonetta. I suggest watching your spacing. Next time you play Bayonetta, play more safe, because playing safe and patient with Bayonetta is the key to not getting punished really hard. Bayonetta suffers in the neutral. When you play a patient and good neutral, you make her options pretty low. What makes Bayonetta so good is her punish game. If you play, this is why Toon Link and Bayonetta go damn near even. It's like a 1-0 Bayonetta's favor. Like out of 3, it's like 1 Bayonetta, because Toon Link's neutral is so much better, and has so many mix-ups and variables to it that it makes Bayonetta's punish game very, very weak, because she has to work so hard for neutral exchange. And Toon Link's punishes are a lot more straightforward and faster. Usually a Toon Link punish ranges from 3 to 4 hits, which is really gonna boil down to maybe a Zair, a bomb into like a forward smash or something like that. So you got to keep that in mind. But yeah, play patiently. Watch out for witch time. Do not misjudge your timing. Learn some of her frame data and learn some of your frame data, so that you're aware of which moves faster for certain sections. Because if you're not aware of which moves are faster, you're gonna have things like that happen. And again, that jab was a fine option, but because you misspaced it, that's where you screwed up. If you hit her with the F tilt as she was landing, it probably would have been a better idea, and it would go back to a neutral exchange. But otherwise, that's all I have to say.